jeez, Lewis.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, you need to see a doctor, Lewis.
This is devastating. How will I ever recover?
I think they registered on the Richter scale.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if we're live. I don't even know if that counted. In fact, I don't even have our stream loaded.
I'm a little nervous. This is the first time I've ever had a gym weed. I hope it doesn't drive me over the top.
Is that going to make you hallucinate?
I don't know. I started wondering, like, what if it's got THC in it? I don't think it does.
That seems like something you should know before you open it and start drinking it.
Well, it's California. Anything could happen.
Lewis is going.
Nobody knows.
Lewis is going full grandma meme on this can right here. Look at him.
Full grandma meme.
Hey, he's doing it again. There he is. It's the actual meme. Can I take a screenshot of this? Too late.
Let's see.
Have you not seen the grandma meme?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, Lewis!
Whippersnapper.
I gotta bring this up. Grandma, because you literally just did this.
Caffeine, lion's mane.
There we go. Can you see the stream, Lewis?
I gotta go find it.
Load the stream.
Whoa, what's going on there?
Because you literally just did that in real time. I've never seen anyone actually do it. I wasn't sure it was a real thing until I
gotta see it. I gotta see it now.
I saw you do it.
Only I could find it. Thank God.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, God.
R.I.P. Oh, my goodness.
Grandma finds the internet. She's not going to like what she finds there.
Oh, dear. All right. Let's see here. Hi, everyone. We didn't do it. Oh, and we're live. Should I send out the tweet action here, Lewis?
That's a fantastic idea.
That woke you up. All right. We got some people here. I think we're ready to go. I don't know. It's already 1 o'clock. Should we dink around for another half hour? We've already done. How long have we been recording?
What else can we talk about it? I mean, the Ring Roads conversation was fascinating.
Lewis is going to tell us all about his favorite freeway.
Great conversation topic for the after show.
Yeah, seriously.
I think I can use maybe like 5 minutes of that.
Nah, dude, you should just post the whole thing. Don't bother editing that.
Let's just do a whole podcast on how great ChatGPT is and how miserable Siri is in comparison.
It's those two words don't even belong in the same conversation together. Like we could just type that into ChatGPT. Write a script for a 1-hour podcast describing why ChatGPT is so much better than Siri. I bet it spits it out like in 2 seconds. Yeah, and it'd probably be pretty good too. And if you use ChatGPT, it only galvanizes just how far behind Apple is on this stuff. It's just unbelievable. I mean, but of course, OpenAI is moving so quickly. They're constantly like training new models, doing new stuff, adding new features. It's actually useful. It's actual AI, not Apple AI.
You two can be my guest.
Yeah.
Go off and do that and tell me how it is.
You just don't like AI, huh? You'd think that you would.
Do not care remotely about that at all.
See, but the thing is like even though you don't care, eventually I feel like you're going to have to care. Because it's just going to become so ubiquitous and other people are going to be using it, and if you don't use it, you're going to become you're not going to be able to be productive or as productive.
I wrote an Apple script the other day. That was a lot of fun.
Well,
that's what I'm doing
could do that for
instead.
you. All right, well, should we go ahead and get this thing moving? We got so much crapola to talk about today that we should probably
crapola.
Pardon the parlance. We should probably go ahead and get this thing moving. All right.
I need to pause some notifications so I don't get dinged.
Yeah, good idea.
See,
no
this
ding.
is where
you can activate reduce interruptions, the Apple Intelligence
Yeah, I've got that activated, and I actually like that. You know what? Oh my God, I almost knocked off. The gym weed's kicking in. I have that. Reduce interruptions actually does help. I actually feel more centered with that on.
Me too.
Although I let Slack through it. I said, yeah, let people, because it's, I'm at work.
Yeah.
And so I just have to always pause Slack separately.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and queue up Mrs. You-Know-Who. Let's get this thing rolling. Oh, Mrs. D. Mrs. D. Oh, my dear, I also like to pause interruptions so I can concentrate on making love to Elkatie. You know what I need to do, Lewis?
Wonderful news.
I need to load in all the intros into ChatGPT and then just have it start writing them for me. That might be something we should try.
Might get extra saucy.
I don't know how I can get any more saucy. Let's go ahead and not have you talk about any of that, Mrs. D. We got a whole lot of show to do and not a lot of time to do it. So if you don't mind, we'll get the music going in 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the CultCast Seabass 30 plus minute up conversation you're going to hear all week long. I'm your host, Aaron Elijah. Join me today. If you get enough drinks in him, he might just show you his collection of attempted escapee Cultimac rider ears. Keeps on a leather necklace in his personal safe. Don't pretend like it doesn't exist. He's the managing editor for Cultimac. Lewis Walsh here.
I don't even have a safe. I feel like he should, though.
I don't know how you got them to be also dehydrated. Did you put them in the dehydrator? That's what I was curious about. Also with us, doctors have warned that the constant barrage of radio waves from wearing his Vision Pro at all times will surely cause his brain to mutate in some kind of unexpected fashion, but they eagerly await the post-mortem experiments. He's a writer, Cultimac. Griffin Jones is here.
Good evening. I mean, do I have ears or don't I? You can't tell because I've got these.
Well, you still got them. That's good. I heard that if you...
Hear.
What?
Can you hear, Griffin?
Can I hear what?
What's going on? I have no idea.
Griffin sounds really quiet.
You guys hear?
He sounds really quiet.
I don't know. Give me some levels there, Griffin.
Here are my levels.
I don't know. It sounds normal to me.
Okay.
Do you have ears, Lewis?
The gym weed again.
I think. What is that you're drinking? Honestly,
I don't
what
know.
is it?
I honestly don't know.
Did Elkatie give it to you?
No. I bought it on the internet, man.
Okay.
So I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, never
What
let
enticed
Elkatie give you
to buy this drink on the internet?
Yeah.
Low price.
Okay.
Oh. Well, it probably won't make you hallucinate. I mean, diabetes for sure, but probably not hallucination.
No, I think I'm going to be extremely focused and just, I mean, it's gym weed, so it's supposed to help me,
Is it gym weed
work out.
or gym wheat?
Weed.
Gym weed. Oh, Grandpa's gym weed.
Have you heard of Jimson weed?
No.
That's something you don't want to eat.
Yeah? Well, what you're drinking sounds awfully familiar.
I wonder if that's where they got the name.
Yeah, possibly. Well, in 10 minutes when you start hallucinating and drooling, we'll find out. All right, well, we got all sorts of just absolutely terrific topics to talk about this week. If you didn't want the Vision Pro because it's too heavy and too costly, well, we got some hot leaks fresh out the oven. What's coming down the pipe with Apple's next 2 Vision products? Let's see here. It looks like we have an absolutely major iPadOS coming down the pipe, which many people are saying is going to close the gap between the iPadOS and the macOS and make it more Mac-like. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Lewis has got 5 Mac accessories. Is this that you can't live without?
Rajesh can't live without.
I was going to say. I can't imagine there's any Mac accessories you can't live without. Although maybe we'll pipe in with some of our favorites.
Couldn't believe you left the cult cloth off of that list.
I did notice that. Apparently, Rajesh
stings a little, doesn't it?
Well,
maybe you need to send him one.
Where is he? Is he
in India?
I was gonna say, is he in India? I'm not sure that the shipping to India I'd be able to recoup from the extra sales. It's probably like $400 to ship that thing to India. It's unbelievable how much.
What are the tariffs right now? Let's check. $115 on a Thursday. Who
knows?
Let's
check back again at the end of the show. Probably higher. And we're going to wrap up with more of your listener voicemails. I love these. I'm so happy that you guys are actually sending these to us. And if you want to send us some voicemails, it's super easy to do. I mean, you can go to speakpipe.com/cultcast, speakpipe.com/cultcast. The link is in the show notes too. You can do it right from your phone. It takes you like 30 seconds, and leave us a message, and we may play it on the show. In fact, we're not getting so many right now. Everyone's being bashful that we can't play the majority of them. I think eventually that will probably be true. So if you want to make a cameo on the show, then go ahead and send us something. It could be a topic you want us to discuss. It could be a compliment. We've been getting some compliments, which I always love. But whatever you feel like you want to send us, as long as it's as the comment is like completely heinous and mortally offensive, we'll go ahead and play it on the show.
Don't encourage that.
Let's see here. Speaking of encouraging, I'd like to encourage you all to head on over to squarespace.com/cultcast. What is Squarespace? Well, let me just put it this way. It's probably the absolute best place on the web to go if you need a website. How do I know? Well, it's because not only am I a Squarespace promoter, I'm also the founder. Okay, maybe not the founder, but certainly a paying customer. I wish I was the founder. I wouldn't be doing this show if I was the founder of Squarespace.
Really? I bet you would.
You know what? I might. I do this show out of momentum for one, because we've been doing it for so long. I can't imagine life without it. But also just because it's fun. And one of the ways we help make money on this show is by selling Cult Cloth, which I host that site on squarespace.com because they made it so easy to get a website set up. It's easy to configure the website, to do it all yourself, to build something that's beautiful, that looks good on every device that visits. And they have a bunch of really stellar marketing tools built in that will help you market your site. In fact, they have like this whole process they call a Squarespace blueprint, which is like this guided system which you go through to choose a professionally curated layout and styling options to build your unique online presence. And you can make it as customized as you want. Everything is like drag and drop. It's extremely easy to do. It's basically like iWeb was meant to be, but never got to. Squarespace perfected that, and look how much money they're making. They finally figured it out. If only Apple would have continued, but they dropped the ball. Squarespace picked it up, and they have a really excellent product. And not only can you build a blog, a website to promote your business or to promote your potential skills to prospective employers, you can sell products of all kinds, digital products, physical products. It's just so easy to do. They have tons of hooks into popular services that help you run your business and ship products. And all of this is included with your Squarespace website. You can have access to flexible payments like Afterpay and ClearPay, depending on what country you're in. You can take PayPal, Apple Pay, credit cards. I mean, you name it. If I haven't convinced you and you're like, I want to check this out for myself, I understand. Head on over to squarespace.com/cultcast. Sign up for the free trial and just build something. Play around with it. You can do that absolutely free. And if you decide to continue your service, just use code CultCast at checkout. You'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, squarespace.com/cultcast. And the code to use when you make your purchase is CultCast for 10% off your first purchase. All right. I think we're sending over to Griffin to talk about the Vision products coming down the pipe. I want to say Vision Pro, but they may not be Pro products. They're just
Vision Amateur.
And we
Vision
actually
Amateur products.
We actually have a plural number of Vision products to talk about, which is exciting. So the first story, we'll start with a more interesting one to me. Apple may slim down the Vision Pro 2 in weight and cost. Rumors suggest Apple could refresh the headset later this year. It would seemingly be a minor update, replacing the M2 chip with a faster M5 SoC. However, as we know, Apple recently pawned John Gianandrea to head up the AI team at Apple, or Siri, or one of the two, I don't remember. But he's no longer the head of the encompassing Vision products team. Now they have new leadership under Paul Mead, who wants to make bigger changes to the Vision Pro 2 headset than initially planned. According to Mark Gurman, quote, "The plan is to release a model that makes the headset both lighter and cheaper," which was not in the docket for this spec bump update before. I think they had a completely redesigned Vision Pro in mind, but they decided to kick that down the can just so they could get something out faster. Well, they're bringing some of that redesign work back. The headset is currently 1.5 pounds and $3,500. So
God, it's
they
only
have a lot of
1.5.
wiggle room to cut down in either dimension there.
It feels like it's so much heavier than 1.5. By the way, Griffin, your audio is a little low. Can you see if you can bump it up just a hair? Don't get crazy.
I will do that right
Doesn't need to be
now.
overcooked.
System settings. They
But,
moved the sound tile down in system settings, and it throws me off every time. How is that too loud, or is that
Oh, that's better.
just right?
That's
Okay.
better. Yeah.
I'll leave it
Sorry.
there.
Continue.
No worries. So the next generation one might get a little lighter and cheaper. Meanwhile, Tim Cook is still committed to the development to the point of making lightweight AR glasses. This is an interesting quote here. Tim cares about nothing else. It's the only thing he's really spending his time on from a product development standpoint. So, as we know, Tim Cook isn't that much of a product person. He delegates the iPhone, the Mac, the stuff to other people. But lightweight AR glasses is apparently Tim Cook's passion project. He wants them to do this. So,
and that was a quote from an unnamed source within Apple, right? Quoted by Gurman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a little hard to believe that that's the only thing he cares about. But
you would think the watch would be more in line with his interests.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably somebody on the Vision team who reported that to Gurman, and so they might think that's the only thing Tim cares about. But it's good to know that, because that is the ultimate end goal, right? Like, that's the light at the end of the tunnel that may be, 10 years long, but that's the long game here, and it's good to know that they're not giving up on the Vision Pro so quickly.
Yeah, man. If they make it lighter, I mean, that's really the big one for me. The Vision Pro, hearing that it's only 1.5 pounds, it's hard to believe that's only as heavy as it is. Because when you have it on your head, it feels like it's 5 pounds. It just feels so heavy. And if they can make that thing lighter so that it's more comfortable to wear for longer durations, I think that is a key obstacle they have to overcome. If they made it lighter, I wouldn't even mind the battery pack as long as it was lighter.
A big factor of the weight is the fact that all of the weight is balanced on your head if you use the standard stretchy head strap and the
cool
light
looking
seal.
one.
Yeah. It sits on your head by squeezing your head from the front and the back. And that's what
It does seem like a strange design. It's like, we're going to just hold on to your head as tightly as we can.
What I really like about the Anna Pro head strap that I use for my Vision Pro, you use it without the light seal. It's a head strap, and it sits on your forehead. Your forehead, I understand most people have a pretty solid, like, rigid forehead. It's like
you would hope.
Mine seems pretty solid.
You would hope. Yeah. That's a much better place to rest all the weight. And I mean, let me tell you, that's how I use my Vision Pro, and it is fantastic. First of all, without the light seal, you have all of your peripheral vision back, but it is incredibly comfortable wearing it that way. Anytime I let somebody else try on my Vision Pro, I take it off because it kind of feels like a, kind of an advanced technique, and I put the light seal back on. And I put my Vision Pro back on with the light seal, and I was like, man, this is uncomfortable. This is the worst way to do it. Apple
for sure. Yeah.
really should make their own first-party head strap of some kind.
It's kind of surprising that they don't. Sorry, Louis, what?
Doesn't the light seal make the image much more rich, and isn't it more like watching TV in a dark room rather than in a light room?
You get more glare if you have a lot of lights in the room, but I mean, the Vision Pro, it's so the screens are so bright and they're so close to your eyes that it doesn't feel darker when I'm not using the light seal. And I will say the eye tracking is slightly less accurate when you're not using the light seal because there's more interference, but I think the benefits just far outweigh the light seal, in my opinion.
I can see that. And
without the light seal, it kind of feels like I'm wearing glasses already, just, really heavy ones.
In my house, because I have Philips lights everywhere and I have HomePods, I set a scene to adjust the brightness of the lights. Actually, I have a scene just for movie situations. So I can say, hey, who, set scene movie lights, and it turns off some of the lights and then brings the brightness of the other lights way down. And that would be pretty cool. If you had a room that was darker, then you wouldn't really need the light seal. And I really enjoy having peripheral vision exposed. I feel like it opens up the perspective in such a way that it makes the viewing experience much more enjoyable. It's the same reason I don't like wearing closed back headphones. Like I much rather have open back headphones. Like I just feel like it adds like this voluminous, ethereal quality to like the speakers, and same with the viewing experience. Like I like to have my periphery opened up, expanded, if you will, like that drink that you're drinking.
You should try Jim Weed.
You. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you could actually tell me what it was, I might be interested.
Without going into grandma mode.
But Lewis went full grandma me mode when he was looking at the can earlier. He couldn't quite see what it was. In fact, I don't know that you could see it, could you? Because you still can't tell me what it is.
No, well, I could. It's filled with words that I don't recognize.
Okay.
Should I be concerned?
Is this like an ad that you heard or like saw on Instagram or something? Like
I think I got it from meh.com.
Oh, well, now you know it's good. Now you know it's going to be good.
Let's see. Ashwagandha.
Oh, ashwagandha.
Caffeine, I'm familiar with that one.
Okay.
Lion's mane, I'm sure that's great for me.
That's supposed to be good for memory.
L-theanine.
Oh, dude, it's got some good stuff in it.
And then at the bottom it says vegan and non-GMO. Nice. It's like, those are not ingredients.
No, that's
it's
true.
Anyway. Genetically modified.
It's got vegans in it. Sugar. Oh my God.
No wonder I enjoy this so much. No, if it had vegans in it, you would know because it would tell you. All right. What's next? Is that it? Did we?
So what I want to know is how are they going to make this thing lighter, man? I mean, to me, it seems like the most obvious thing they should do is just scrap that the googly eyes on the front. Nobody likes that anyway.
Well, for sure. That's
has
definitely.
Anybody ever said, yes, that's a great thing? All I've ever read is like from ridiculous to horrifying.
I mean, I can understand where they're coming from in that they want to make sure that like when you're in the Vision Pro, people can still talk to you and you don't feel like you're closed off. But everybody else who sees me wearing the Vision Pro is like, no, that looks creepy. I don't like it.
And by the way, how often does that happen? I mean, I think that was Apple's thing, right? I mean, I remember that whole video with the guy working in the office in the background with the headset, like, I've got a headset on and I'm perfectly aware of my surroundings and people interact with me commonly. But I bet you that the number of people who wear one of these things with other people in the same room with them is like small, very small. Yeah. I mean, if I had one, I can't imagine wearing it around my wife. I just kind of can't.
Mm-hmm. I can't either. I mean, weight aside, they should cut that feature out anyway because no one actually wants to interact. First of all, it's not nearly bright enough to have people see your eyes when you're like actually engaged with content inside of your Vision Pro. So they would have to fix that to even make the feature useful. But even beyond that, your eyeballs are so comically bizarre peering at them through that headset that no person could ever have any kind of serious interaction with you in any way because you look like an alien from another planet in that headset. And so just for that reason alone, they either need to make that feature actually useful by not having your eyeballs look so bizarre, increasing the brightness, or they just need to get rid of it entirely because I don't know that anyone is actually using it the way that they thought that they might. In fact, it's really interesting. It's probably a very ambitious feature, but that's just not getting used. Like it's kind of a waste, it seems. Sorry,
if they cut that they could get rid of all the glass on the front of the display and they could remove those displays from the front and,
that's
I don't know if it would take up
heavy.
that much weight, but it would be significant, I bet.
Yeah, and all the additional, well, I guess, does it use this exact same sensors as the eye tracking? So maybe they wouldn't have to. Yeah, I bet there's extra cameras that are just for the googly eyes.
I don't know. I mean, it has to do with the eye tracking anyways.
Oh, does it? I thought it just meant that you were engaged with content inside of like the actual headset. But they can communicate your engagement with some kind of like light pattern or something, and then when you come close,
a green light for.
I guess they already do that, actually, don't they? It's been a while since I've used the Vision Pro, but I think that they thought that you would be able to leave the Vision Pro on your face while you engage other people. There's no wife on earth that's going to allow that.
I don't see Apple actually cutting it though. I think Apple considers this an essential feature of the Vision Pro.
Maybe they're right. I mean, look, I don't work for the industrial design team.
I could see them cutting it for the low cost one though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to.
Have you ever answered the door with this thing on?
No, I have not.
I tried, but the guy just screamed and ran.
A lot of people come to my door, admittedly.
Maybe you could order some gym weed and answer the door with that on
He
your
didn't
head.
even have doors until like several weeks ago, Lewis. He just had like a tarp. All right, what else? People like the Vision Pro chatter.
Let's talk about the Vision Air.
All right.
Apple Vision Air headset could sport titanium parts and dark blue finish.
Yeah,
so
all right.
The other upcoming headset they're working on, possibly simply Apple Vision or Apple Vision Air, will feature titanium components in strategic areas to reduce the device's weight, according to information shared by prototype collector and leaker Kasutami on X. While the exterior may still use aluminum for much of its construction, titanium will form internal structures, connectors, and the battery enclosure. The leaks seem to align with expectations from recent reports that Apple will address weight and cost concerns in the second headset. I don't know what... Oh, is this a quote here? Quote, our next friend in the Vision lineup is so thin, features titanium to reduce weight, including the connectors and battery. You know, whatever. We already said that. It'll also come with an iPhone 5 era, like midnight dark finish with like a hint of blue. They'll probably call it midnight. It looks very similar to like the MacBook Air midnight. Images shared by Kasutami show what appears to be. So he actually has a part here. He shared pictures of a redesigned power cable in that finish, featuring an anodized aluminum connector and Apple's distinctive midnight finish. The little cable that connects to the inside of the battery is a little different. It only has 8 pins instead of 12, so they're tweaking that potentially. While no time frame was specified in the leaks, previous reports have suggested that Apple is targeting a release window between fall 2025 and spring 2026 for another Vision headset. I guess we don't know if that model that's coming within the next year is the Vision Air or the Vision Pro 2. It sounds... My thinking is that if they're doing redesign work on the Vision Pro 2 beyond the spec bump, then that'll probably get kicked down the road and this cheaper one will be the next one to arrive. But Kasutami previously provided accurate leaks about Apple's transition from leather to fine woven and the iPhone 16 Pro's thermal design. So this guy has done some stuff before. Okay.
I think that they have to do something sooner rather than later to keep this product in the zeitgeist. It's so esoteric. It's so expensive. It's so unreachable by so many. If they want this to actually succeed, they need to do something to bring it into the hands of more people, which would make developers more interested in it. I kind of wonder what the active developer base is for this product, because I don't want to say that it's DOA, but it's definitely got 1 foot in the grave.
What was that one stat that you had, Griffin? There was a developer who's like, they developed this app and it had like 6 downloads or something.
Steve Troughton Smith. Yeah. He made a well-known developer. Versions of broadcasts, like, you know, which is a popular app for like live streaming internet radio and live streams and stuff like that. And 6 Vision Pro downloads.
Wow, dude, that is...
I mean, granted, that was months ago, so it might be up to 12 now.
Pro, I remember this now. That was for Vision Pro purchases. So I already paid for his broadcast app like months ago, or like years ago. So I don't count as a Vision Pro purchase, but
so maybe that's not as damning as it sounds.
Still, the user base isn't big. I'll just say
it's not big, and with the tariffs that are coming into place,
$7,000
Vision Pro even more expensive. Yeah, so Apple's got to do something. I mean, and I hope that I really want to see them succeed with this product. Like, I can see the potential. I really can. Even though I returned my Vision Pro, it's too expensive for what it does. It didn't do anything that I really loved enough to keep it for the price. They would have had to drop it significantly. Like, for $1,500, I might have kept it. But that's how overpriced it is. It's like, even at $1,500, I'm like, ooh, does it do anything that I really would use on a regular basis? Probably not. They need to increase the fidelity of the screen. They need to make the cameras better. I don't care about a lot of the other features that are included, like the ghost eyes, like the absolutely, well, I guess there's actually not a lot they can cut out that would not reduce the experience.
Now that it's
like the screen's the big part.
Now that in Vision OS 2.4, it runs Apple Intelligence.
Yeah, although I didn't consider that. Thank you. So they need to get rid of the Apple Intelligence, and then maybe it'll be worth the $1,500. But that's the thing. I can see people wearing these everywhere. I don't know if that's a good thing for society. I'll be honest. I think it's probably not.
I still remember those videos of people wearing them outside, and so goofy looking.
Oh, I know. But it would
same
be
thing about
ubiquitous.
AirPods. Oh my God.
That's true, but something that covers your eyes, that's different. I mean, people, they can't. It's hard to communicate or engage with someone when you can't see their eyes. Everyone's really in their own silo, which is probably why Apple added the eyes on the front, because they were like, okay, well, we want to make sure the engagement, potential is still there, but the way they have it built, it's not. So I don't know how you solve that problem, but if they don't do something to reduce the cost and make the thing more useful, I just don't see Vision Pro actually succeeding. They've got to do something, and they can't wait too long.
I'm just very excited for Vision OS 3. This will be the first software update where they've had like a real full year to add brand new features to the operating system. And maybe I'm getting my hopes up, but I have high hopes for it.
What about the speakers? They could eliminate those and just say, hey, you have to use AirPods with this.
Oh, but the speakers are so good.
I've heard that.
Well, that's why you get the Vision Pro.
But they're so good, and that's why it's so expensive.
Are they, are they better than AirPods?
I don't have AirPods, so I can't compare.
They were very good. I do remember that. They were shockingly good, actually.
Better than AirPods?
I have I have an AirPod. I have one original AirPod in one case. I don't know what happened to the other one, but that's how little I used them.
Wow.
I use AirPods every day, all day.
Me too. I actually worry about my brain health.
Me too. Like I can almost feel my brain matter heating up a little bit.
Yeah, same with mine. Like sometimes when I turn off the lights, like I have a glow that comes out of my ears. I'm like, that can't be good. That can't be good.
I want to get that checked.
Well, they look in there. They can't see anything. It's just too bright. I think it might be because of the AirPods, but I use AirPods way too much. I mean, I use them every single day for hours usually. And I just, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, this has got to be shooting some kind of, radioactive frequency through my brain.
That can't be good. It's like, oh, you better turn your cell phone off when you're pumping gas. You don't want it to ignite or anything. Like,
I mean, it's true.
What is this, 1983? Like,
that is a good tip, because you don't want it to blow up your car.
You think 1983 is the old days.
I mean, it's pretty old, Lewis.
Seems like just yesterday.
Not in Lewis years. Lewis is like,
the greatest year of my life.
You turned 40, right? It's a big transition for you. All right, let's move on. God, who wants to talk about Vision Pro for this long? I apologize. Were we going to talk about the tariffs?
You cut that story.
I think we decided to skip the tariffs.
I didn't mean to cut that story.
We decided not to talk about the tariffs because we don't really even know if what we know now is going to be accurate 10 minutes from now.
Okay, look, I'm going to just bring it up because as of this moment, we had heard that there was going to be a carve-out for Apple products and some other
electronics.
In the
most bizarre way possible, a press release Friday night by Customs and Border Protection.
But, in fact, at least according to what we know now, there is not going to be any exemption for iPhones and Macs and other Apple products. So, the advice to buy now, if you're interested, still stands. Don't panic buy. But I don't see, if these tariffs still stand, I don't see how Nintendo, how Apple don't raise their prices. I just don't see how that's possible. So, just something to keep in mind. We'll keep tabs on this story. Again, we don't want to talk about tariffs too much. It's kind of like outside the, I don't know. I hate to say outside the scope of
purview.
Yeah, outside the scope of what we typically talk about, but it does affect all of us. And if you're thinking about buying anything, then it's going to affect what you buy. So we just wanted to bring it up.
They're talking about a new semiconductor tariff, right? That's going to apply to everything. So the reason I don't even want to talk about it is it's such a, I don't want to say the word out loud, show. Yeah. It's a tumbling nightmare
major
of
buzzkill too.
Information, disinformation, and just complete wackiness.
So let's move on then. Let's talk about the 5 accessories Lewis thinks Rajesh can't live without.
Wow, skipped right over the other thing, huh?
Oh, whoa. My bad.
Gee whiz, man. Who's on the gym weed now?
Okay. Well, I did the other kind earlier today, but...
Yeah, it's almost like one of us makes the show notes on Monday and Tuesday and sends it to you like a week, like several days in advance, and then nobody looks at it until 10 minutes before we do the show.
I'll have you know I did look at it at least 11 or 12 minutes before the show. So that is deeply unfair, and I take offense to that story. Yeah, so I don't know why I skipped over this, but we thought you might want to know about this as well. iPadOS 19 may finally blur the line between iPad and Mac. I'll believe it when I see it. But as the story goes, this is coming from Gurman, so we know that it passes the sniff test. It seems Apple will address many of the limitations of iPadOS and iPadOS 19 this year. I kind of wonder exactly how that will manifest, but okay. According to Gurman, quote, this year's upgrade will focus on productivity, multitasking, and app window management with an eye on the device operating system more like a Mac. Wow. Now, we've heard this before, so I don't want to get your nips at full salute, but I'm curious, especially as the owner of a new iPad Pro. I would love to have it be much more like a Mac. That actually might make me use it more for productivity, but we'll see. Let's see here. All these changes will make iPadOS behave more like macOS than iOS. That would be great, but hopefully they're not just faking it. And is there anything else in here? The big iPadOS 19 overhaul will go well with the M5 iPad Pros that should debut in Q3. That better not be true. Or early Q4 this year. They entered late-stage testing inside Apple in March of this year, with mass production slated to begin in H2 2025. What is H2?
Second half.
Oh,
I know.
I was like, are we missing an O at the end of that statement? H2O? Who wrote this? Get the flog stick out, Lewis. Okay. So there you go. There's your iPad update.
Hopefully this means that Apple is actually raising up iPadOS and not just with the rumored software redesign dumbing down macOS so that it's as bad as iPadOS. That'd be another way to make them make them at parity.
They've tried this before and it just didn't really work well, like Stage Manager and all that other BS. I don't know. I feel like they need to make iPadOS, they need to make macOS just work on iPads. I don't know that they would ever do that, but I feel like that's they've already got it figured out. So just
Stage Manager is like sort of, surface level interface stuff. There's still a lot of like technical limitations that hold back the iPad from doing a lot of real work, like the fact that you can only have one audio stream at a time. You can't play multiple pieces of media, or you can't
That's true.
have more than one app accessing the microphone. You can't do system-wide utilities like clipboard managers or, additional extensions like that you can on the Mac. It's just so much more limited than the Mac.
And it seems like needlessly. I don't know. I mean, it's got an M4 chip in it. Why does it have to be so limited?
It can't do any background tasks, so you can't export something in like Final Cut and switch to a different app. Like,
yeah, man, it's I don't get it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
Like the Finder is like a a real file management app, and like Files by comparison on the iPad just feels like a sandbox.
Yes,
it's like a toy.
100% agree. All right, Lewis, should we talk about the 5 Mac accessories that Rajesh can't live without? I'd love to hear about one that you can't live without, but I don't know if you have any.
Yeah, that would be the power cable. Let's see.
A good router? That seems to be one.
Rajesh put together this post. He's been using a Mac for more than a decade. Wow. And as he points out in his article, sometimes the Apple accessories just don't cut it. You just want something a little better. Or they're just too expensive. And
there are things that perform better or almost as good for a lower price.
Well, better, as he points out, many third-party accessories offer better functionality, comfort, and value.
Yeah.
And let's see.
At the top of his list.
Let's just talk. First, I'm going to do is just mention the ones that he talks about.
Okay.
Logitech MX Keys S. Fantastic keyboard. Logitech. What's it called? MX Master 3S. I believe that's what I got in my hand right here.
Mine too.
Get them up there. Let's see. CalDigit Thunderbolt dock.
I got my issues with this, but okay.
He's this weird, wacky base US Nomus charging station.
Dude, this thing actually looks cool, man.
It does, and it's got like a retractable cable. It's a pretty cool thing. He's reviewed all these products.
Oh, he has. Well, okay.
The base US Nomos.
5-in-1. I like that it has like an iPhone or a MagSafe charger that
it pops up
out of it.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, and it's got a, I believe this one has like a little, I don't know, something that's like a display that shows charging status and stuff. It's a pretty cool looking device. You see that little retractable charging cable there.
I'm of dual minds on that, because like I like it, but that's just one extra thing to break,
Well, that's what I asked him to add to the review. Like how long have you used it? How good is it? How does it feel? Is it actually solid? I actually bought some base US charging cables. That
is it
like
base US? Is that how you say it?
I don't know. Is it BaseUS? I
thought it was like
it must be
BaseUS or something. It's one of those Amazon brands,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it actually.
Okay.
But the cable seems on that thing. It's a weird cable that has like a round disc, and you pull it from either side, and it stretches out. Yeah. It expands to like. And the retractable cable actually seems good. I've had some horrible retractable cables in my life, but this one seems pretty solid.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, it's what a nightmare zone, right? Let's see. And his final thing, Bose Quiet Comfort headphones.
I don't know about these, man. I don't know. The Bose Quiet Comfort headphones, like I mean, I just feel like they're one of like the uncoolest products you could possibly put on your person. I mean, tell me you're a corporate, you're in a corporate job that you hate and travel too much without telling me you're in a corporate job you hate and you travel too much.
It's just because they were so popular for so long. They were so far ahead of everyone else.
It's also because they're ugly. It's also because they're ugly, Lewis. They're just really ugly.
They don't have that AirPods Max sort of toaster on your ear.
Or even like the Sony headphones look. Like the Sony headphones are beautiful, but the Bose headphones look like they were designed by the company that makes like the generic products for Best Buy. Like they just got no pizzazz, no panache. And I think that's important.
He doesn't mention that as one of the cons in his thing.
Yeah, well, that says a lot.
But
he's also wearing socks and flip-flops, Lewis, I have a feeling.
He likes them because they're cheaper, offer excellent noise canceling. Socks and flip-flops, yeah. Okay. Hey, worse yet, Birkenstocks. I doubt it. Let's see.
Birkenstocks are back in.
The whole reason I wanted to even bring up this post, aside from that, it's fine post. It's just good conversation starters. What do you guys use?
Oh man,
I think it's hilarious that 2 out of 3 of us have the same mouse.
Yeah, well, I also have This is not the same one that he talked about. Oh, you got it. You got the extendo version, huh?
Yeah.
So I've got the Logitech MX Business Mini. I forget exactly. I love this keyboard though. And I love that it connects to like
the business.
Huh?
And you're complaining about the Bose Quiet Comfort being too corporate.
Well, I don't mind that it's made for business. I think that it looks like it's corporate and uninspired. Like this keyboard actually looks cool. MX, I think it might be the Logitech MX Business. It has a special dongle that's like encrypted, which I think has a more reliable signal. So it's a little bit different. And also this is the mini version. But if you've never used, I probably don't have to mention this, but like when you get these Logitech products, they connect to 3 different devices at one time, which I use all the time. I also have the, do they still call it the MX Master Mouse? The MX Master 3S. So absolutely terrific mouse, love it. And
I can't live without the Logitech mice. They're
the best.
I just can't even believe people work using an Apple mouse. Every Apple mouse I've ever used, I just hated. Well, and I have a Magic Trackpad, which I sometimes use, but
Griffin's getting ready to break out his Apple mouse.
Oh yeah, I don't use an Apple mouse either. I use a Magic Trackpad because I'm an enlightened finger swiper, and I have been
man,
ever since the 2009 AA powered Magic Trackpad. And you know what? I absolutely love this thing. The one thing that the desktop version doesn't do that the laptop ones do is it doesn't have the same haptic feedback. But yeah, you've got one too. It's great.
You've got the expensive black model. I have the cheap white one.
The one thing I don't like about it is that it's not silver. I don't want it to be black, and I don't like how the white one is white. I want it to be a neutral silver. But oh well, what can you do?
They sell spray paint at the. What do you got there? You got a Home Depot there in Ohio?
No,
probably not where he is.
While we're on the
Tractor Supply.
There's probably one of those nearby for sure. What were you going to say, Griffin?
While we're talking keyboards, though, if you have nothing else to
you're going to have the interesting clicky keyboards, right? You've got 10 of them.
I've talked about my Model F keyboard before. I've written a review about that. But you know what? Recently I switched it up, and I've been using this product here, which is I've also written a review about this.
Doesn't
but
look
I
like a keyboard.
switched back to it. This is a Tinkerboy adapter. It's USB-C on one end and Apple ADB on the other.
Oh my God!
You have temporarily switched back to the Apple Extended Keyboard 2, which is
how old is that
too
thing?
big for my camera. They started making these in 1988, and they made them until I think 1990.
Dude, that brings back memories. I used to have one of those. I think with my Apple II GS.
They have yeah.
Look how beautiful that keyboard is. I mean, just everything about it. It's just so beautiful.
Here's something I'm really happy about. So ADB keyboards have a power button on them that used to turn on the Mac.
Yeah.
But obviously when you plug it into a new Mac, it doesn't do anything.
Way ahead of its time.
But what I did is I remapped the key. I used a program called Carabiner Elements, and I wrote a custom script so that when I press that button, it simulates the keyboard shortcut of Control-Command-Q and locks my screen.
Oh,
so
nice.
I have a dedicated lock button right on my keyboard that reuses the old power button, which I'm really happy about.
I'm truly impressed.
You lock your keyboard, or you lock your Mac by pressing that?
Yeah. I just
when you're at your house by yourself?
Who are you locking it from, Griffin?
It's just.
Are you worried your dog's going to steal your bank codes?
His dog's a hacker.
You never know.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hey, you know what?
Back in right now.
You don't need a reason to do something with scripts. It's still cool.
Hang on, I gotta raise my monitor because I have to plug them on.
I don't know what we're looking at here.
You're looking at the back of my monitor.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else I want to promote?
Accessories to talk about?
Oh man, I could promote so much stuff. We wanted to talk about. We can't do this now. We want to promote cool office stuff. The one thing I will say about the CalDigit dock, they make excellent stuff. So I don't want to trash them at all. But does this one have? Okay, that's the problem. For the price that they charge for this dock, which I think the price is $380, this should, without a doubt, inexcusably come with a 10G Ethernet port. I hate it's 2025. I think 10G should be ubiquitous at this point. This whole 2.5G nonsense, give me a break, man. If you're going to do 2.5G, just spend the extra 10 cents and let's just go 10G. 10G should be everywhere.
They just came out with the TS5, didn't they? Does that have?
Did they?
Yeah.
Look this up. CalDigit.
We heard a story about it on Cult of Mac, actually.
Digits.
CalDigit TS5.
I think so. I bet it won't have 10G. Let's look.
It's. I guess we'll put this link in the show notes. Let's see. The TS5 Plus expands Mac and PC workflows with the most advanced port selection ever. 3x Thunderbolt 5.
2.5G.
No, wait. The TS5 Plus has 10 gigabit.
Okay, there's another one that I'm not looking at here. So this is the TS5 that I'm looking at. Okay. So they got, where's the TS5 Plus? TS5, let's see if I can put a plus at the end of this and see if it works. Does that work?
It's the plus is spelled out.
No. Okay. How much is
6,200 megabits per second SSD speeds.
That broke their website.
140 watt charging. A lot of stuff.
They still sell their TS3 Plus. Why? Oh, you can't even buy it yet. It's not even shipping yet. I should ask them to send me one of these. Okay, there you go. So they're coming out. CalDigit's coming out with a new dock, the TS5 Plus, finally 10G included. I just don't think that you should pay this kind of money for a dock without having 10G. 10G makes such an absolutely massive difference. Now, I will caveat that with you have to have the other network equipment to handle 10G, but that's becoming slowly more and more available and cheaper and cheaper. And having 10G, so like I have 10G here in the Cult Command Center. I have a 2.5G connection between here and my house, which I want to fix just so I can transfer stuff more quickly between here and my house. And my fiber provider now has 2G available for download. So I'm like, oh, shoot, that's pretty. Although it's download only and 1G up. So, but this looks like a great dock, man. Thunderbolt 5.
Talking about wasting money, I paid for the 10 gigabit Ethernet on my Mac Mini. And here I am in the middle of nowhere.
You know, though, I think that was still smart. It's a very future-facing feature. Try saying that 5 times fast. You can't. And eventually, you're going to be moving on up to the east side, no doubt with a deluxe apartment in the sky, and you'll have a better internet connection. And then you might actually be able to leverage the 10G. But the 10G is more for inside your house. I mean, for connecting to the different devices inside your house. And I have 10G on my Synology 1522 Plus, and I'm able to transfer, and this is probably a limitation of the types of drives I have in the Synology, but like between 400 or 500 gigs, or 400 or 500 gigs, 4 to 500 megabytes per second, which is really fast for the network. And I could go even faster if I put better drives in the Synology. But having 10G is just going to make it so that as more 10G stuff becomes available, you could transfer stuff between your NAS or other computers, like on your actual network. I wouldn't buy something that had less than 10G at this point. So this is interesting. So you can't even buy it yet, I don't think. Does it say you can buy it? No, they just unveiled it. Dang, look at that, man. Thunderbolt 5. This might be the best. This might be the new best, like, Apple dock on the market. I have
where did you got a picture of it? I'm not seeing nothing.
Am I not showing it? No, I'm showing it on the stream.
Are you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, 100% positive, because I'm looking at the stream output. You need to put your glasses into granny mode again.
It's way behind. That's what happened. I don't know why it does that.
By the way, yeah, that's all right.
Disregard me, son.
You better angle those glasses down there. Get a good look at it.
I don't understand what happened. This is still the ultimate Apple accessory, I swear to God.
Are those the
AirPods
Apple
Pro 2? AirPods Pro 2. They're the best, man. Try sticking those quiet comfort things in your pocket. Not going to happen. These are the best.
I personally prefer the AirPods 4 with ANC. I think those.
I personally prefer waiting for AirPods Pro 3.
Well, you enjoy those silicone tips in your ears.
I love them. And I can't believe how long they've lasted and how much better they've gotten.
I'm going to promote one thing. I've got a bunch of stuff on my desk. In fact, we should probably make this a whole episode at some point where we just talk about the accessories that we use a lot. But
I mean, we've only actually been doing the show for 40 minutes, so we have room for more.
Oh my God.
I got to wrap it up soon, though.
Okay.
I'm not going to show this too much, but in my hand, I'm holding. Do you guys know what this is?
Is that a thing to blast air?
It's an electronic battery-powered air duster.
Yeah, there we go.
And I have been testing this thing out, and so far, I am extremely impressed. So
I want to see what it does to your hair.
Should we see? It's really loud, actually. Should we do it? Okay,
yeah.
So it's got like 3 modes. So this is like the low power mode. And on the low power mode, you have to press or you can press the button once. See how loud it is?
Wow.
Okay.
Slight
movement of the fro.
Slight movement there.
Okay. I'll put this into mid power mode. This one you can also just tap the button and it will just work.
Oh, now we're getting some action.
Whoa!
You're gonna go
Gotta
full
be careful,
Memorex in high mode, aren't you?
My wig's gonna fly off. We're not careful. And this is the full power mode. And I actually feel like I should be wearing hearing protection for this because it's so dang loud. And you can see it has like a little. Get this to focus. It has like a metal turbine fan in there, man. It's like no joke.
Sheesh. Can you dice carrots and stuff with that?
You could snip the tips of your fingers off. Okay, you ready?
Oh my God!
You hear how loud this thing is?
It sounds like you live next to the Boeing test plant.
I'll put this up to the mic so you guys can hear it. So if you want to cover your ears or turn it down for a sec, it's loud.
Wow!
Dude, it's powerful. Anyway, more on that at a different time. I'm still testing it.
Who makes it?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Really?
I'm not going to tell you.
So our listeners can't find a link in the show notes or anything, or
Well, no, because I want to do a full-on under review on this. So we'll definitely talk about it more.
Don't want to spoil the surprise.
I don't want to give away all the details because we're not doing that yet. But all right. Anything else that we want to mention before we move on?
If we're talking external storage, I mean, my absolute must-have Mac accessory is the Otherworld Computing Thunder Bay 4.
Oh yeah, man! I'm truly
32
envious that you got
terabytes
that.
of hard drives in there, which I have configured. This is probably stupid, but I have them configured in RAID 0 so that I have the maximum space available, which
You are right.
Because
not probably.
If any one of those hard drives fail, then I sort of like lose access to all of the files on there. But on top of that, I also have them configured in the APFS Apple file system.
Oh, what could go
like
wrong?
One continuous unit
Yeah.
that splits them up and dynamically. So like it's one APFS volume, but it's split between two different disks. So like one is my what do you call it? Time machine backup. Another one hosts my archive of Apple videos and personal work and stuff like that. A lot of stuff. So
I use my Synology for a similar use case. Although I truly envy that you can directly connect to yours because you're going to get way faster access times doing it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. There are no. I want a NAS. I want a device that is like a NAS, but you can also connect via Thunderbolt and just use it as like a desktop editing bay. And there doesn't seem to be a product that exists, at least with the features that I need. The other killer feature that I want, and this is something that Synology does, I think, better than anyone else, is they have like their Synology hybrid NAS. I think that's what it's called. Hybrid NAS, SHN. I don't think that's the name of it. But what it does is it allows you to use drives of various capacities from various manufacturers in one RAID setup with redundancy. So like typical RAIDs, if you want like a RAID 5 where you have redundancy built in for one drive, I think, one drive failure, all the drives have to be the same size and preferably the same manufacturer. Well, that's super expensive because you have to go out and buy, 5 drives, 6 drives. But the Synology, you can just put in whatever drives you have available and it will actually use them in a hybrid array, which is a super killer feature. There's only maybe one other company, I think, that has a feature that's like that. I think they're called TerraMaster. I think they're a newer NAS company, and their hardware specs on their new NAS is like just totally bonkers. But their software, like no one's gotten anywhere close to like the software quality that Synology has. People criticize Synology because their hardware is kind of underpowered, which I agree. It actually is. But you get a ton of features from a software perspective, and their software is very reliable. So all these other companies have popped up, and they're selling. Actually, Ugreen has a new NAS that people seem to like, and it's got much better hardware specs. And even the Ugreen software is pretty good, but it's not nearly as good as Synology's because Synology's been doing this for I don't even know how long, 20 years? I have no clue. So all these companies have to play catch up. But there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the NAS space. A sentence you may never thought that you would hear. Interesting stuff going on in the NAS space. And I love a good NAS, but the perfect one would have some kind of like hybrid RAID capabilities, and also the ability to allow you to plug in via Thunderbolt and to be used as a NAS. Nothing like that exists yet. I have to sit here and wait. Someone from the chat saying $500 for the CalDigit TS5 Plus. Ooh, baby. $500. I wonder if that's pre or post tariff price.
Jeez.
That's a lot of money, man. $500. I bought a NAS from Otherworld Computing, or not a NAS, pardon me, a dock, which has 10G and a bunch of other really fast ports, and I think it was like maybe $250. So I don't know why CalDigits is so expensive. I guess it includes Thunderbolt 5, so
yeah,
and a lot of other newer technologies.
That does it.
All right.
It's expensive technology to license.
For sure. Let's see. Anything else, or should we go ahead and let's wrap up with the Speakpipe messages? You ready? Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, have you listened to these this time?
I actually did listen to these because I wanted to cut out
God.
any of the. For some reason, people seem to be having troubles, and by some people, I mean one person in particular, was sending an audio file that isn't full of like really annoying crackling sounds. I'm like, were you eating Cheetos during this recording? So we're going to just go through these in no particular order. If you want to leave us a voicemail for a future episode, speakpipe.com/thecultcast. I need to come up with a better vanity URL for that. Speakpipe.com/thecultcast. By the way, if you want to watch the video stream and you're hearing this, watch.thecultcast.com. Watch.thecultcast.com will take you to our YouTube playlist of all of our archived episodes. Without further preamble.
Whoa, what just happened?
This one's coming from the Apple loyalist. Here we go.
Thank you so much for playing my voicemail. That was really nice of you.
Oh, we must have played his voicemail last week. Okay. Griffin's making a face. He's trying not to say something.
No, I thought we had one last week, but we didn't play it. But we had also played a message from Ben the week before.
Oh, you know his name. That's how often he's left voicemails. I think this is Ben from Spokane. He calls. I like that he's given himself a new name. Now he's the Apple loyalist. He doesn't refer to himself as Ben anymore. Like he's created a character for himself for the show that he's now using. I respect that.
Great show. You guys did an excellent job.
Thank you.
This is the Apple loyalist calling in once again. And I really hope that Trump exempts Apple from tariffs. As a matter of fact, he should.
Well, look.
I have bad news for you, Ben.
Hey, you know what?
Who knows by the time this airs?
I was going to say, you have no idea what the day holds. This thing has been all over the place. I agree with Ben 100%. And I would say, even more so, I hope that for the sake of the nation, he exempts Nintendo, because we all need entertainment now more than ever. And with that Switch 2 pending, the price is so high, they can't take it up any higher. Apple can afford to take their prices up a little bit. I think people will pay them. I'm not sure Nintendo can. Griffin, what were you going to say?
I mean, we were going to talk about Mario Kart World, but Erfan has not seen the Direct yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
But, we're just teasing that for next week. Next week, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I promised to watch it. And Griffin and I have discovered that we're both very interested in Nintendo news and developments. So,
and more interestingly than that, we've also discovered that it really irritates Lewis, which makes me want to talk about it.
I've never seen anything irritate Lewis so much than our conversation about video games last week. He almost injured his eyeballs with all the rolls. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the next one. I did pre-listen to this one. I hesitated on even playing it, to be honest with you, if I'm just being transparent. But let's just go ahead and do it anyway. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but let's listen to it.
Bring back Leandro.
Ugh.
It's Leander.
What?
It's Leander, not Leandro.
Oh. Where's the, where's the frickin' delete button?
There you go.
Interesting.
That's quality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting any theater. So.
Theater of the mind.
Yeah. He demonstrated multiple of his personalities there. So that was interesting for our entertainment. Okay, we got one more. This one I think is more substantive. This is Abazer. Abazer? From Texas, I think. Let's see.
Hello, governors. This is Abizer Raja calling in from Houston. I just wanted to say, great job on the podcast, guys. I've been listening to you guys since high school. I'm an adult now with...
I like how you point that out. I'm an adult now. I wasn't before. He's saying that we helped him become a man, Lewis. I think that's what he's implying. And I can tell. I can hear it in his voice.
I just have a family and a baby, and it's
he had a baby. Boy, I hope he's resting.
the only podcast I've been listening to consistently. You guys always do a phenomenal job, and I think you guys should just really give yourselves a pat on the back. It's the only podcast that's not just spewing boring facts, and you guys are always so hilarious.
Dude, he's right. He's 100% right.
Well,
so many podcasts are full of boring facts. We don't bother with those at all.
I'm honored to hear this.
And funny. One request is if you guys could do a get together of the whole old crew with Buster, Big Ol' Heine, Tiny
Big
Hands,
Ol'
Alex
Heine.
Heath, Really High, Leander Caney. That would be an amazing reunion episode. I think you guys should really plan on something. But
we've been discussing
thank
this.
you guys as always, and have a great week. And keep those nips nice and perky for me.
Oh, you know I will. I always do.
We were talking about this in our private Slack chat, and my idea would be to do a reunion episode with Buster and Alex E. Heath and Leander, but not with Irfan and Lewis, just them with me, with these three people who I've never met.
Sounds like a power grab to me.
Yeah, I know. Usurper. Hey, look, if we're going to do something with Leander, we're going to have to bring him in via Crystal Ball. He's not still alive, is he?
He is still alive?
Did you know that for sure, or are you just interacting with his AI persona?
I haven't seen him in person in at least
3
a
years.
week.
Oh, okay.
Well, he was out of town. He was out of town for a while, so.
All right. I think that's a great idea. I would consider it. I in fact, I've been talking to Big Old Heine all last week. He and I have been texting back and forth. I went into my Instagram account because my mom keeps sending me Instagram posts. Like, that's my mom's new thing. She just sends me stuff on Instagram. And I keep telling her, I don't use Instagram. Like, I can't, because, Instagram, they're so annoying. If you go there without signing in, they don't let you look at anything. And so I would go and try to look at whatever, meme or whatever she's trying to send me. And it wouldn't let me look at it. And so finally I was like, okay, I feel so bad because my mom keeps trying to send me these things and I keep not looking and I just keep ignoring them. And meanwhile, she's probably like, my loving son, he's going to love this. And she's like trying to be, she's trying to send me things that she thinks that I'm going to enjoy. And I just keep ignoring it. So finally I re-signed up for my Instagram account, or I logged back in. And one of the very first things I saw was a picture of me and Buster at the Cult Command Center, like right after we'd finished building it. And I was like, oh man, I wonder, if Buster is still alive. Because his lifestyle is so dangerous, which is true. And so I texted him, and we've been going back and forth. He would love to come on, man. I'm sure he would do it. He's doing well. I mean, he's got like a great job. In fact, they just sent him to like NASCAR or something to cover.
Yeah, I just saw that on.
Oh, that's right. You sent me that pic.
X.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, are they hiring? That sounds fun. So we could totally get him back on. El Caney, on the other hand, more than El Caney, Alex E. Heath. I don't know. I call him big time now.
This would have to be an after hours thing because everybody has jobs.
Well, that's fine. But now that Alex E. Heath is on the verge, I mean, his ego was already so huge we could barely contain him. But now that he's on the verge, do you think he's going to come back here? I mean, he might.
Why wouldn't he?
Well,
episode 700, 5 times. It's. Of course, we're going to have to figure out how to do Skype or.
That is true.
Skype substitute.
At that point, video may not be possible. He did an interview with Keanu Reeves. You remember that, Lewis? You don't remember the interview with Keanu? And his eyes were just filled with starlight. He couldn't believe. He was so starstruck. He could barely believe that he was living the life that he was living.
Was this after a Matrix movie came out? Is that what it was?
I think it was after. It was like when the new Matrix movie was coming out because they had used a bunch of technology to like create like a digital persona of Keanu Reeves in the movie or something, and Alex E. Heath got to interview him. So I don't know. We could talk about it though. It'd be really cool if we could do like a live event.
You could have your people talk to his people.
Or maybe we'll just have our people talk to each other. Yeah. Isn't that what you just said?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think the way I said it sounded nicer though. All right. Well, look. Anything to add there, Griffin?
I checked to see if episode 700 would be some like significant or coincidental week, but it would just be May 22nd.
All right.
It's going to be episode 700. And,
all right.
Because, WWC is coming up, so I was like, oh, well, there's a line. But no, that'll be episode 704. 703.
That's definitely not the week to do it.
Probably not.
Although, let me say, Irfan said that he's going to be gone that week, and I have signed up a special guest for that week in your absence.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I might be gone for a couple weeks, man. I'm going to go to...
Oh.
We'll have to figure this out. We should probably
going to space?
We should actually probably think this through. This is a great idea. It's super novel, Lewis. We're going to space with an all-male cast. Just a bunch of guys. It's going to be the first time that happens.
Don't forget your Daisy.
I'll be wearing Daisy Dukes for the occasion. Just because it's hot in there. I'm borrowing them from Buster. So we got to figure out how this is all going to work because I'm going to Georgia and Florida in June.
You're going to be gone for 2 weeks? I thought it was just one.
I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Okay, I'll line up a second special guest.
Well, let's talk about it first because I might still be able to do the show, although we'd have to do audio only, I think, at that point. but we should figure out something. But yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this now live on the air to actually figure out my parents.
Excellent. This is fascinating.
Hey, you know what? At least I'm giving you some kind of heads up. You know how I know Lewis is gone? He doesn't show up for the show. And then it's like,
that's not true.
Lewis is in Italy.
Not true.
Oh, okay, great. Or I get like one day, it's like, hey, here are the notes. Oh, I can't be here tomorrow. Oh, what's going on?
That's not true.
I'm going to Italy.
That's not true.
All right. I'll stop giving you a hard time. I think that's all we got. Should we go ahead and just line up the music right there? That's it. That's all the CultCast we have for you guys this week. But you know what? The party continues. You can come hang out in the very exclusive Cult Club. So exclusive that I barely get in there. It's just basically Griffin and some of our most hardcore listeners. I should probably see if the bouncer will let me in. Just go to support.thecultcast.com, support.thecultcast.com. You can also come hang out with me and Lewis on the all-new X. I'm at Airfon, ERFWin. Lewis is at Lewis Wallace. Griffin, are you still using social media?
Yes, I am. I'm still on Mastodon.
He's on Mastodon.
I occasionally post to Blue Sky, but I don't really check it too often.
All right. I don't really post much on X anymore. I'm more of a lurker. But if you want to go hang out with Griffin, you can find him. Just enter D. Griffin Jones into your favorite AI GPT, and you'll find all the places that he likes to hang out. Let's see here. This has been the CultCast, the best 30-plus minute Apple conversation you're going to hear all week long. New episodes of the CultCast come out every Thursday night. I want to thank everyone for listening, for hanging out live, and for supporting the show, by the way, which we really appreciate. Did I mention support.thecultcast.com? I feel like I should have said that. Okay, good. And we will see you guys next time. Just wanted to make sure that we're giving people an opportunity to fork it on over to us. Huh? Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the place that you want to go. If you want to support.thecultcast.com, that's the place that you can support us. Which, Lewis, I didn't see your weekly donation in there yet. Have you got support?
Look for a withdrawal.
I have seen some odd withdrawals in there. All right. Bye, y'all.